Hello and welcome back to my page. This video is sponsored by Cronin's cider. It is delicious, lads. I swear to God. I had a few Cronin's ciders over St. Patrick's weekend. They were delicious. Anyway, my eggs were out of date. I was going to eat them anyway, but first of all, I felt in the mood to practice some hand passing. The fake hand pass. Look at that. Over the... Oh. Fuck. Anyway, back to the breakfast. This week, I decided to go to a hurling match. I put out a poll on my social media over the week and I asked people to let me know where they wanted me to go. Gave them the option of Bride Rovers versus Castleines or Killavullen versus Kilshannig, and if I'm being totally honest, I was hoping that the Killavullen-Kilshannig match would get the votes. I really was. Why? Because I could walk to that game through the spring sunshine. And it was close. It was a close vote, but alas, the East Cork Warriors took the bait. And yeah, that was it. I was heading off to Rathcormac to watch that match. And I had a busy weekend. I was gigging all over Ireland. I was in Cork Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I was in Galway on Friday. I was in County Carlow. In the George Bernard Shaw Theatre on Saturday night. And then I got home really late and up early the next morning. But I had to make my breakfast, guys, because breakfast is the most important meal of the day, I'll have you know. During the weekend, I turned 48. 48 years old. My fucking God. I can't believe it. 30 years ago, I was celebrating my 18th. If you're doing nothing in 2037, lads, keep that date free. I'm having my 60th. Anyway, here's a poem by Thomas Kinsella. That's Ballyhooly. That castle is haunted. But anyway, here's the poem. Mirror in February. The day dawns with a scent of must and rain, of open soil, dark trees, dry bedroom air. Under the fading lamp, half-dressed, my brain, idling on some compulsive fantasy. I towel my shaven jaw and stop and stare, riveted by a dark, exhausted eye, a dry, down-turning mouth. It seems again that it is time to learn in this untiring, crumbling place of growth, to which, for the time being, I return. Now plainly, in the mirror of my soul, I read that I have looked my last on youth, and little more, for they are not made whole that reach the age of Christ. Below my window, the awakening trees, hacked clean for better bearing, stand defaced, suffering their brute necessities. And how should the flesh not quail that span for span is mutilated more? In slow distaste, I fold my towel with what grace I can. Not young, not renewable, but man. That's where my head's at, guys. This match was a physical encounter. I have never seen Castleines play hurling, but I have been to a few Bride Rovers games down through the years. So I was interested. Bride Rovers are the Offaly colours, green, white and gold. And Castleines are all in black. And it was, the first 10 minutes was relatively easy, but then Bride Rovers kind of took the lead and they never relinquished that then. it was exceptionally windy. You can see the wind on the jerseys here. It slowed down. But it was unbelievably windy at this game. And I have to say, as far as hurling games go, it wasn't the best game I was ever at. There was needle in it. There was intensity in it, but I felt that, and potentially because the two teams are rivals, I felt that there was an uneasiness in the play. Half-time came and I sauntered onto the pitch and I was looking at the pitch, and the pitch was heavy. The pitch looked like a carpet outside. This is my show. I'm in the Opera House. Come and see me. Kids were playing, knocking the balls into the back, and I slowed this down again as Castlines came onto the pitch. And again, take note of the wind, the instructions from the coaches, the obligatory instructions. And this is the Cronin Slider choose to be extraordinary moment of the match. This block is sensational. I'd pay to see it any day of the week and twice on Sundays. This guy, number 12, he was the difference. A unit. And up there's the block again. Twice on Sundays, I said. Yeah, the second half petered very, very quickly, and number 12 in particular for Bride Rovers was the pick of the bunch. He was their talisman, and frees were the only thing that kind of kept Castlines in the game, but they weren't really in the game. Here's number 12. A unit. Look at the size of his hurley. A tiny hurley. I'd say that hurley is a 30, maybe even a 31. This is him slowed down. He was putting balls over the bar from inside his own half, lads. But look at this now. This is hurling intelligence. Fakes the shot, passes it back. It's re-engineered and slotted over the bar economically. That all came from 12. And look at that for a mismatch inside. I'm sure come the championship things will be revised, but this guy was the beast on the pitch yesterday. Look at this lot. Speed of thought, hits the post, comes down, he flicks it out, and they engineered a score from that as well, long distance. And look, the game was over 10 minutes into the second half, honestly. They're bearing down on goal here and he gets pulled down. I thought it was a penalty, but it wasn't. It was a free. That slapped that over the bar as well. Yeah, there was a lot of pain around. So windy. About 5 minutes to go, I got out of there. Get ahead of the traffic. Game was only okay. The road was delectable. But listen to this. I want to say thank you again to Cronin's Irish Cider for sponsoring this video. Fair play to them. Listen to the wind here.